All right, we've got AdequateFinch at the bottom of your screen on the Overloader combo, and we've got johnkkez at the top. Johnkkez is looking at a hand of 4, or they're going to go down to 6, actually. Unfortunately, they did not like their mulligan, so they've got a painting of Seed of Vengeance, and then they've got an Exploit, a Stone Hammer, a Detro's Technique, and a Linux Molten Wing. So not a bad hand if they can get their power to cooperate. And then we can see what AdequateFinch has going here. 3 power, a Condemn, a Vara's Favor, and a Realign the Stars. All right.
I love Adequate Finch's hand here. You have especially with the Permafrost, because now you have the Vara's Favor to get your um your third shadow, and even better because now you can have the Vara's Favor to simply pluck off the Stonehammer. You have Permafrost's removal for what is presumably their, and realign the stars to tutor whatever you need. So this is a very, very strong hand out of Adequate Finch right now.
Right, and there's that turn 3 Molten Wing. That can go a long way if you can get the weapons to go along with it, especially if you can get some warp weapon value and double it up. But unfortunately, in this matchup, AdequateFinch is not going to be quite as worried about having their units get picked off by this, but still a pretty powerful card. But as you said, AdequateFinch has pretty much the perfect setup. They like what they have going here. Ooh, and here you go. Here's that heavy artillery. 5 damage to the face, plus another 5 damage to the face. And then, of course, got the 3.
Yeah, Adequate Finch is not gonna use the Condemn to pluck off the heavy artillery. I think they might suspect that johnkkez has the Exploit in hand, so they wouldn't want to get a key piece. And yes, there's the machinations. Ah, glorious, glorious. Let's do this.
All right, gonna
Okay,
permafrost
so
the Valkyrie. That'll take care of the 3 damage. Of course, the ability is still relevant.
indeed.
No warp value off the top for johnkkez. Silex off the top and no warp, so see if they can reset that to Silex. They're going to start with the Exploit, though.
Yeah, I think this is probably grabbing Swift Refusal.
So that's interesting from johnkkez's side. Is that, in this matchup, is that something where you want to swing with the artillery first? Before firing off any sort of disruption? Maybe it's just that one specific Condemn that can hurt you, but in that situation, probably could have gotten the 5 damage in, I would think.
I agree. Ooh, okay. Going straight for the machinations, not waiting for for the overloader. Probably just digging for a way to pull the overloader right
now. jonnkkez does have Detro's Technique in hand. Actually, 2 copies of it. But no other threats or units or anything.
Okay. See what they can do here.
That's the pause. They're going to create and draw a random Valkyrie. Although when your opponent is lining up a lethal combo, creating and drawing a random Valkyrie isn't very high impact.
Yep. And I don't believe johnkkez has any more disruption right now.
Don't think so. Nope. They've got a Technique and they've got a Stone Hammer.
AdequateFinch just navigating this matchup like a master, playing around the discard from johnkkez and just being very, very patient, which I can appreciate.
Gonna create and draw another random Valkyrie. Again, nice to have that option, but it's not really your high impact play. Not that the card isn't good, but in this state in the game, just drawing a random Valkyrie is sort of a last ditch, just get some value out of the card, not really an impact play here. But gonna put AdequateFinch down to 8 and drop a Stone Hammer. Things aren't looking good for johnkkez though. Wasn't able to get enough damage through early.
I wonder if AdequateFinch could have won on the last turn, because wait, let me just double check johnkkz's list for any 1-cost disruption. Because if I guess it's just a matter of being familiar.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't have any 1-cost fast speed disruption, so they could have gone Condemn into Overloader into Hardiness, which Condemn into Overloader into
go.
Not quite. Not bad. Sorry, chat.
Here-
I'm tired. Math is hard.
No worries. Here comes the start of that combo. We see AdequateFinch grab the Overloader. Machination's going to get up to 32 power. Comes the explosion.
Yeah. Yep. Nothing that johnkkez can do about it here.
Yeah, and there's 64. Well, 64 isn't 999, but it's plenty. That's going to take it. Unfortunately, johnkkez did not have enough action early to be able to push through that damage. So AdequateFinch had plenty of time to assemble the combo there, and they're going to take that one 1-0 over johnkkez. So as you said, I think you had mentioned before that game started, it's going to be about early board presence and getting established early and putting that early pressure to kind of force the combo to go off, as try to get the combo going, but plenty of time there for AdequateFinch to set up.
Yeah, johnkkez has of course the fourth exploit, but the problem is they don't have any like instant speed disruption for the overload.
Yeah.
So that's really what they have to rely on.
Absolutely. Okay, well, game 2. Let's see if AdequateFinch can give us that exciting combo again. We got 2 power, a Beseech the Throne, a Wisdom, a Gatecrash Trooper, a Pyrotech Explosion, and a second Trooper. On the other hand, johnkkez is looking at a 1 power hand right now, but I don't think they're going to keep that one. They're probably going to throw that one back. They're going to throw that one back. They've got 2 power, a Halberd, a Suffocate, and a Know Thy Enemy, another Suffocate, and a Stonehammer. The other unfortunate thing, they're going to go down to 6 here. The other unfortunate thing with johnkkz's deck is a lot of these creature-based removal spells of disruption are kind of blanks. That's not how AdequateFinch is winning this game. So having a hand of something like 2 Suffocates just looks terrible in your hand. I mean, that's essentially a mold of 5 with the 2 Suffocates.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, you can sort of put them away, perhaps with like Rust Crafters, but yeah, absolutely not what.
Yeah, you can use them as fodder to toss them around, but yeah, not great. All right, Beseech the Throne here for Finch.
Probably plundering the Gatecrash Trooper.
Yep. One of the Gatecrash Troopers. Yep. And here comes the turn 3 Molten Wing again. So johnkkz is going to try to ride this Molten Wing to victory here. They do have 2 heavy artilleries, a tower. Yeah, there you go. Here's the tower. So this is an okay start. You're gonna get some bodies down. Gonna get lots of Valkyries with 2 weapons coming down. So now the pressure is gonna be on Finch to see if they have enough disruption to stop johnkkz in their tracks, so they give them time to set up the combo. Here's the explosion. That's gonna take out the tower. So that's a start. And the permafrost on the Molten Wing. So to be able to double spell in that turn to have 2 answers was pretty good. johnkkz has more, and there's a warp tower off the top. That's huge for John. Nice warp value there. Get us 2 more Valkyries. And we get a second trigger.
Wow.
Yep. Ironclad Oath's going to hit for 6 damage this turn. So that's nice. That's a pretty good start for johnkkz here. Let's see, they do have a heavy artillery as well. The next turn, they're able to put out 9 damage plus 14, so they can do 14 damage next turn. That's not quite lethal. Does Finch have the combo on their turn? Because johnkkz has a 2-turn lethal here.
Ooh, but the exploit taking the Overloader, no.
Oh, no.
And yep, this is okay. I mean, realistically, AdequateFinch could like poke through with Ixton Merchants, but this is pretty much over. Yeah. I do think it was the correct play to go for the Overloader there because they were just applying too much pressure.
Yep.
But johnkkz just happened to have the exploit, and well, that's it.
Well, so that's how you can win that game. Get some early pressure on. Basically, johnkkz put AdequateFinch down to a 1-2 turn clock, essentially, forced AdequateFinch's hand, and then had the disruption to back it up. So you got to have that combination of pressure to close the game out, comboed with the disruption to keep them from comboing out. So it was good play there by johnkkez. That was a nice game. That's how johnkkez wanted it to go. It looked a little dicey at the start, but they were able to get that there. Now we're going to go to this crucial game 3 here. Finch is going to toss it back.
Okay. Interesting. I mean, they have an exploit to take opposing exploits, which is nice, but they don't really have much else going on in their hand is the problem.
They're gonna go down to 7. They're gonna stay at 7. They're gonna go to 7 here. We're looking at a hand of 2 Stonehammers, 2 Reappropriators, and a Lord Stairs Tower. So, pretty good start there for johnkkez. No disruption at this point, but they've got some time.
Okay. Yep. Market access. Exactly what you're looking for. I am a little surprised that AdequateFinch went for the Primal Sigil here over third Shadow Source for the Machinations, but they know the deck way better than me. So
they're going to use the exploit there. That's going to take out a tower, and now johnkkez is going to deploy the first of their threats, which is a Stonehammer. And here comes the Seed of Cunning, so that's gonna be able to take care of that. See, AdequateFinch just knew he had the Shadow Sigil on the top. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, 10,000 IQ play. Okay, more Stonehammer.
Off the top. Now these Stonehammers are good. They hit a little less than the Molten Wing plus weapon, but still do some damage with a Reappropriator in hand.
I wonder.
Another tower.
I guess they're waiting. I guess johnkkez is just waiting to put like a tower or a weapon onto the Stonehammer, because but especially with 2, I can't see a reason for not just recklessing, because you do need to just slam as hard as you can.
Now they do have a tower in hand, so they didn't play it there. They played out the Reappropriator to get another unit out, but they can play out the tower next turn and give +4/+4, which is what, 12 damage for one of those Stonehammers. Now Finch does have the Condemn, of course. Now with the regen on the Reappropriator, putting the +4/+4 on that protects you a little bit from the Okay, here comes the tower. No exploit this time, though. Okay, they are going to go for one of the Stonehammers to try to get that Berserk value, but AdequateFinch has that Condemn. But the technique, okay, there you go. So the technique in hand is going to protect one, so that's pretty nice. And that's actually going to pump it, too.
That's lethal. That's just lethal. Yeah, because you have the 8/7 Berserk on the Passionate Stonehammer. That's 16 plus additional 7. I mean, from johnkkez doesn't know, but from our perspective, we can see that AdequateFinch is nothing.
And look at that. That's huge. That technique was huge. The boost from the technique, not only protecting it from the Condemn, but also giving it enough power to go ahead and do 16 damage with that one unit. And johnkkez is going to take that one 2-1. So well played, johnkkez, winning that one seemingly out of nowhere. But wow, that Valkyrie deck can